Well, end of season, I know obviously you wanted to play more games, but you played a lot of games. Going through the entire year would count preseason and everything. I mean, it was a really long year for you. How do you feel at this point?
Yeah, definitely, obviously had a good year and, my dream came true and I was playing the full year and we had a good time with the team, but obviously we're not playing right now, so that's, it's tough to deal with. Like, it still stings and probably will for a while. So yeah, it's kind of a weird thing where I have a lot to be happy about, but obviously gonna take some time to get over this loss because I thought we had a really good team and we were all really tight and this is what I didn't want. So yeah.
Seems like it was a shame because, and I mean, it happened this way for the teams that you guys beat, but the series was starting and it seemed so promising, and it wasn't that the team was playing so horrible. It didn't seem like, at least, but it still was 3 games and it was 5 days and all of a sudden it was done.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's tough, right? Like you can play well and lose. So I thought we had a chance to win each of those games, and obviously coming up short is tough.
What are some of the things that you can take away from this postseason run? The 2 series wins, kind of the way you guys lost compared to the last couple of playoff runs you guys have been on that were all pretty short.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the longest I've played hockey in quite some time because obviously COVID was COVID and we had like the 1 game, and the second year I think we lost in the second round or something like that, and then in junior COVID ended my season in February, so this is like the longest I've kind of played hockey for a really long time, and it's been a long year, and like I said, a lot to be happy about, and I think for a while like we weren't like doing amazing. We were losing here and there, and just nothing was consistent, and then you kind of start to see some consistency in our team's game, and then I wasn't surprised by the way we started playoffs with sweeping the first 2 teams because we were so consistent, right? So a lot to kind of learn and be happy about for the season.
Are there any highlights or moments from this season that really stick out to you?
A bunch. I think one is that goal, that overtime goal against Calgary, which was pretty cool. I think Faj scoring the amount of goals he had was crazy, and that was fun to see and be a part of and pass him pucks and do whatever. That was really cool. Obviously Clarkey making the All-Star game, that was awesome to see, and Port's coming in, obviously Ritter going up, and Port's kind of having the first opportunity for him to kind of shine and him take it was awesome too, because obviously his players have been in the minors, and this being my first year with a big opportunity and taking it was cool for someone else to kind of do the same thing, because it's tough, right? Especially when it's your first shot at opportunity, sometimes you're not ready for it, and Ports was. So and then I think a guy like Frankie came in, he's a young kid, right? And by the end of the year he was playing really good hockey and he looked like a really good AHL player, and so I'm excited for him too to take another step next year and just keep taking steps. I've been trying to talk to him a little bit because it's tough, right? When you're a second rounder, first year pro, and you're maybe expecting a little bit more of an opportunity because of how much success he had in the OHL. It's tough to kind of come to the AHL and be like, oh, I'm not the best player, you know what I mean? Because he's probably been the best player on every team he's been on. So that was cool to see him take a step, because he'll take another step next year, and good things will happen.
You were rooming with Taylor Ward this year, and he's another guy that you became really close with, but also he had his best year, and he was a really important part of this team. What was it like seeing him take the next step as well?
Yeah, it was awesome. Obviously, he's a really good player. I love playing with him, and we've had success together, and obviously we're roommates and we've been close. So I think for us to both kind of take a step in the right direction was good for the house and good for the vibes and everything. And it's obviously really fun living with him, and he's a great guy and a great player, and I'm really excited for him to take another step next year, whatever that kind of means for him. And I think he's a good player, so I'm excited for him.
What were those few weeks like with the Kings?
It was great. It was, eye-opening. It was a dream come true. It was special for my family. It was cool to reflect on kind of everything that's happened in the last few years, and just to reflect on like my hockey career as a whole, and growing up as a kid who just wanted to be an NHL player. So it was really cool, and it was just special to see how happy my family was for me, and it was special.
And when you came back down to the Reign, I know I kind of talked to you about this already, but what did that do for your confidence coming back down to the American League and playing with this group that you had been with the whole season?
Yeah, it was huge. I think going into games maybe before that, I was like, I want to help contribute to my team in any way possible. And coming back down, it was more like, no, I need to, like, this is my job, and if I don't contribute a lot, then I'm disappointed. So I think my standards for myself changed a little bit, and so that was even special for me to feel too, because now I'm starting to think like I always should have really high standards for myself, and I think I am hard on myself and stuff like that, but it's more of like a mindset, right? And instead of a reflection like after a game, right? It's like mid-game, like I haven't really done much, I gotta get going, you know what I mean? So that was kind of the shift in my mindset. And yeah, it was definitely had some swagger and some confidence, and I just had more expectations.
Sounds like the call up and your experience with the Kings might even be fueling you just as much as the loss, like, for this summer. And obviously, like you said, you want to finish the job, you want to go play longer, but also you want to be up in the NHL.
Yeah, 100%. I think. Obviously I have my goals, my ambitions, and I'm confident in myself, and obviously I think I did pretty good when I was up, so that's my goal, right? I think next training camp I want to prove that I can help the Kings win as well, and so yeah, that's my main goal.
I know you earned the trust of Marco, and you had a great relationship with him, but Kings are now pretty much on the record they're bringing Jim Hiller back. It sounds like you started to earn his confidence and his trust as well. What was it like learning from him? And he was, juggling the lines. You were kind of all over the place in the lineup there.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Obviously Jim's only coached me for like 7 games, but I've had like a relationship with him prior, and obviously a really good coach, and anything those guys really said to me, I really soaked in, right? I just tried to be coachable and like do exactly what they said, and I feel like their message was pretty clear to me, and I did exactly what they said, and I found success. So I think even for me, trusting the coaches was good too, because obviously if you trust in your coaches, you'll do what they say, and hopefully that makes me a better player and allows him to trust me as well.
Something we talked about before is being a veteran and a leader, despite still being kind of part of that younger group too. Having the opportunity to wear a letter this year, what are some of the things that you've picked up these past couple of seasons from, the veteran group, especially a guy like Tynes, that you can take to how you carry yourself both on and off the ice?
Yeah, that's kind of something Marco and I have kind of had some dialogue about at the beginning of the season for sure. And I think for me, it was like most important for me to like feel comfortable with myself and then be able to like kind of be a leader. I felt like at the beginning of the season, I was like learning the ropes again. So it was, in a way, inside, it was almost weird or like fake if I tried to be a leader, because I was still trying to figure out myself. So I think as soon as I kind of figured out myself and started to feel like myself, I was able to translate into more of a leader and be a little bit more vocal. And so I think being vocal on the bench is huge, especially when things are going good or not going good. And just leading by example is kind of the main thing that Marco and I have kind of talked about. It's kind of like who I am, but kind of opening up and being a little bit more vocal, something I've learned to kind of do. And then obviously just like stepping up in key moments of the game is huge too. It's obviously an honor to wear that AMI jersey, and so I just want to take that big draw at the end of the game, or I want to be on the penalty kill at the end of the ice and just kind of let my actions kind of speak as loud as possible. So that's pretty much it.